After weeks of teasers, the OnePlus 15 has finally landed outside of China, and it arrives to take on the best Android phones as well as Apple's new iPhone 17 line. So, does it live up to the hype, or is the OnePlus 15 destined to get lost in the noise? In this video, we'll be breaking down the best and worst parts of the OnePlus 15, bringing you an overall verdict on its quality and value for money. Spoiler alert, it's very good. Starting with the design, and the OnePlus 15 somehow manages to look like a very normal smartphone despite offering a massive battery and some of the best durability credentials around. It won't win any slimness awards, but the OnePlus 15 is still only a hair thicker than the iPhone 17 despite boasting a battery that's almost double the size, which we'll talk about more later on. Aesthetically, the OnePlus 15 is more restrained than previous OnePlus phones, and while we do miss the navy blue curves of the OnePlus 13, this newer model has a much more practical camera bump, meaning it doesn't wobble so much when on a flat surface. Swapping from a circle to a square has also made the OnePlus 15 feel more grown up. Its curves, camera bump, and the camera lens windows are all symmetrically aligned on the same axis, and the phone overall has a much more iPhone or Pixel-like feel than before, which will likely appeal to a broader set of users. The colour options for the OnePlus 15 are a bit plain compared to previously flashy hues, but each comes with its own benefits. This ultraviolet model responds to light by subtly changing colour, while the infinite black model is deliberately dark and unfussy. The Sandstorm colour is the most interesting of the bunch though, as it features a coating that's supposedly a bit more durable than the rest. As for durability more broadly, you're getting the usual IP68 and IP69 combination, as well as IP66 and IP69K resistance against high pressure, high temperature water jets. And basically that means you can put the OnePlus 15 in a dishwasher and it should come out unscathed. The OnePlus 15 has a display that's made for serious gaming, but even if you're not a serious gamer, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy its benefits. Specs-wise, this is a 6.78-inch LTPO screen with a 120Hz refresh rate, which can be boosted to 165Hz on certain titles. We tested this improved rate on Call of Duty Mobile, and if you're willing to ramp up the experimental settings, the result is near console-quality performance on a device that fits into your pocket, which we'll talk about more in the performance section. It's worth saying that to achieve this ridiculous refresh rate, OnePlus has dropped the phone's screen resolution from QHD+ to 1.5K, but you'll honestly be hard-pressed to notice the difference in day-to-day use. To the naked eye, this is a detailed, colourful and incredibly smooth screen with an 1800 nit peak brightness, and while something like the Pixel 10 Pro can get brighter, the OnePlus 15 is still a great device for taking photos outdoors, watching Netflix or just scrolling through TikTok. And lastly, a quick word on the phone's fingerprint sensor, which is probably the most consistent we've tested all year. Samsung phones can sometimes fail to register a fingerprint, but the OnePlus 15 sensor works just as seamlessly as Apple's Face ID system, and that's not something that can be said for too many other Android phones. OnePlus has its own version of Android 16 called Oxygen OS, and it's a very elegant design that takes great advantage of the OnePlus 15's sharp resolution. There are plenty of genuinely useful tools scattered throughout Oxygen OS 16, like a widget shelf and a pop-up sidebar, and some truly unique ones too, like Zen Space, which locks you out of your phone for a minute. Or you can choose to ignore all of these features and just enjoy the uncluttered, easy-to-navigate look of Oxygen OS. Yes, it's clearly inspired by iOS, but not in a way that feels derivative or amateur. So, if you're an iPhone owner considering a switch, this is the first Android stop we'd recommend. As for the phone's AI tools, you get the usual mix of summary and editing features, as well as a dedicated plus key that lets you easily save on-screen information into a special AI mind space. This is basically a place for storing screenshots, event details, articles, or any other information you come across and want to return to at a later date. It's similar to Google's Screenshot app on Pixel phones, and it's an unobtrusive way to let AI collect your own personal data on your own terms. This phone's AI also does a fine job of transcribing voice recordings, which is incredibly useful if you're someone who has lots of meetings or interviews. The OnePlus 15 will get 4 years of major Android updates, which should take Oxygen OS 16 all the way up to Oxygen OS 20. You'll also get 6 years of security updates, so you don't need to worry about having to replace the OnePlus 15 so soon after buying it. As one of the first smartphones to rock Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chipset, we knew the OnePlus 15 would be incredibly fast, but it can be hard to know where all of that speed actually goes. Thankfully, OnePlus offers a concrete example for gamers, and if you haven't taken mobile gaming seriously before, maybe it's time to do so on the OnePlus 15. We usually test phones by playing games like Call of Duty Mobile with a Bluetooth controller, maxing out the settings to test the frame rate. Not only did the OnePlus 15 run Call of Duty better than any previous phone we've used, but the game ran just as smoothly once we toggled every graphics option available. Honestly, it looks like a current-gen console game running on a smartphone, and Call of Duty is far from the only game that can make use of the OnePlus 15's 165Hz refresh rate. And even if you're not a gamer, you'll still appreciate the smooth performance of the OnePlus 15 in everyday tasks. Oxygen OS offers a variety of visual transitions between your home screen panels, as well as other pop-up features, and all of these respond instantly as you tap and swipe. We will probably see a slightly faster version of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 when the Samsung Galaxy S26 is launched in early 2026. But the big question will be, what can Samsung actually do with all of that power? The answer is probably more AI features, but if you want to experience tangible performance the old-fashioned way, the OnePlus 15 is the best choice right now. With the OnePlus 15, you get a versatile camera system that rises to any occasion. For hundreds less than a Pixel 10 Pro XL or a Galaxy S25 Ultra, you get a camera with pretty much the same capabilities, especially a real 3.5x optical zoom lens. The photos we managed to get on the OnePlus 15 were often just as good as those from the very best camera phones, and in some cases the OnePlus 15 shots were actually the best of the lot. Today's top Android phones use AI to enhance details and sharpen images, and this approach can make photos look fake if you look too closely. The OnePlus 15 strikes a nice balance between reality and enhancement. For instance, you'll see more edge-to-edge clarity in OnePlus photos than in Pixel photos, even if Google is still the master of colour and contrast. And yes, the OnePlus 15 does have some special camera tricks up its sleeve. This is the best camera phone for shooting fast-moving subjects, and action mode works while zooming too, so you can capture sports photos from a reasonable distance. Other phones can manage the same zoom, but not necessarily the same speed. Is the OnePlus 15 the absolute best camera phone? We still think the iPhone 17 Pro tops the pile for overall versatility. But for its price, the OnePlus 15 offers unique features and excellent quality overall, so you won't be let down if you're buying this phone solely for photography. Now this is where things get really interesting. Last year's OnePlus 13R was our pick for the phone to buy for battery life, but this year's OnePlus 15 raises the bar even higher than we thought possible. Its battery seems obnoxiously large on paper, but the phone feels no heavier or thicker than any other flagship smartphone. Is there really a 7,300 mAh cell inside this thing? Our lab testing says yes, and it's even more impressive than it sounds. These days, anything over a full day of charge is pretty good going for a smartphone, but in our testing, the OnePlus 15 managed almost 3 days without needing to be plugged in. That means you can accidentally leave your charger at the office on a Friday and not worry about having enough battery life for the weekend. And when you do pick up the charger, the OnePlus 15 charges faster than any other phone you'll find. Depending on your region and equipment, you'll get up to 120 watts wired charging from the OnePlus 15, which will get you to 50% in around 15 minutes. And if you want to go wireless, well, like everything else on the OnePlus 15, its wireless charging speed will demolish your expectations. This phone can charge faster with a OnePlus wireless charger than an iPhone 17 Pro can charge with a wire. Need we say more? The only real downside here is that there are no built-in magnets, but all of the OnePlus 15's cases do have magnets that will align with all of your favourite MagSafe accessories. It's a trade-off, but one we're definitely willing to accept. If you hadn't gathered as much already, we're pretty big fans of the OnePlus 15. This is a phone that over-delivers in all the areas that matter. For gamers, there's nothing better outside of dedicated gaming phones, while casual users will be blown away by the OnePlus 15's battery life, cameras, and thoughtful software. Yes, the iPhone 17 Pro is a marginally better camera phone, and you won't get Pixel-style magnetic charging here. But the OnePlus 15 beats the competition in so many other areas that it's hard not to call this our favourite phone of the year. And to top things off, the OnePlus 15 is closer to the base iPhone 17 or Galaxy S25 in price, even though it offers as much as a Pro Max or an Ultra. So, if you're willing to unchain yourself from the big name brands, check out the description below for the latest deals on the excellent OnePlus 15.